Hello, welcome to Full Time Reds. It's me, Chris Brack, and Luke. We're back 2 days running. Luke, what's going on here?
I know.
So, what a game! Man City 2, Liverpool 2. Flipping heck, that was end to end torture at times. But you know what? That is a
Heart in the
cracking,
mouth.
it was a cracking game, though, wasn't it? Let's be honest, that was a really, really exciting game. If we're being perfectly honest, and we'll go into the game there. City were very good first half, very good. Exposed Liverpool, took advantage of Liverpool's
Highlight.
timidness, I would say. I thought Liverpool were a bit timid first half. But listen, we'll go through it. Friend of the show, Kev O'Sullivan, has sent me some of the stats from the game, which don't paint the picture that people think you would say. But yeah, look, how are you feeling, first of all?
It's the end-to-end game. Title's not over. A draw at the start of the game, if you asked, would you take a draw? I would have said no, because Liverpool needed to win. But based on how the game went, a draw's a fair result. Still keeps it tight. But yeah, I thought first half we were so bad. Defensively, we were so bad. I just thought we were timid. We just let the City atmosphere, City with empty seats. You could still get a ticket before the game atmosphere. Intimidate Liverpool.
I won't have that because I don't think it is all to intimidate the atmosphere, all begin to it. There's certain players who could play better. I think sometimes you've also got to hold your hands up and just go, City were very, very good. And what City did to Liverpool, not many sides will do that to Liverpool. Get in behind us where we did, cut through. It's like not many sides are doing that to Liverpool. And we've seen that. We've played plenty of sides. City are also, like Liverpool, that level up. Us and City, it's us and City, neck and neck, and there's the rest. Not many sides will do that to Liverpool. Now, look, I'll be honest, I thought Van Dijk, I thought both fullbacks, and I thought Fabinho were pretty below par first half, but improved second half. But let's go to the lineup then. So, what was your feeling of the lineup? Happy with it? Concerned?
I was happy, but I was a bit like, ooh. I thought Firmino would have started for him to link up the midfield, but we pretty much went with the same lineup that battered Everton 4-1 at Goodison. So I was like, okay, pretty much the strongest team. But the first 10 minutes, I guess the first half, we were just so slow to get out, couldn't just, I don't know. City were very, very good, but Liverpool made it very, very easy as well at times. So,
Archie's saying, yes, City were excellent, but I think Klopp needs to look at his tactics. Against City, we were far too open. I don't think that was by design, though. He wasn't designing us to be that open. You could see on the sidelines, Klopp was doing his nothing to say, get tighter. But where I will defend the manager is, there's not much you can do when you got Fabinho with Kevin De Bruyne next to him, and he just lets him run past him, and he doesn't follow him. And in the end, I thought the two wider midfielders, Henderson and Thiago, had too much work to do. They were covering. Fabinho got his act together, I thought, second half. So, I mean, the only surprise for me was I did think maybe the wildcard deals might have got thrown in just for something a little bit different. But we've got to make it clear, though, for all the talk of how well City did, look, I'm not dismissing City. They did really well. But they still can't, we can't beat them. They can't beat us. We're so evenly matched. It's 2-2 draws. So, that's how evenly matched they are, to be fair. So I think people need to, it's hard when you've got the emotion against it. It felt like every City attack at one point was going to go in. But then I did feel whenever Liverpool got their act together, passing-wise, we got them nervous. I thought Edison was particularly nervous, and we'll talk about the goal we scored. Because I'll be honest, if Alisson's conceding the goal, I'm asking questions. But let's go to the first goal. So City get a breakaway. It's a big save from Alisson. Bit sloppy by Liverpool. Ball comes out. It's a weak header by Big Verge, who was a bit up and down first half. It falls to Kevin De Bruyne, who's unchallenged. The shot's going wide.
Didn't we give a foul away? We gave a foul away in the middle of the park.
Yeah, but the shot's going wide, though. The shot is going nowhere near goal. And unfortunately, I mean, the deflection takes it to the opposite corner it's going. And sometimes with them, you're like...
Someone tweeted, typical, bat it with the deflection. And then his wife tweeted, it's not just him,
Yeah. But listen, Matip, it went posted in. If he looks in, that goes posting out. Do you know what? Deflections, they happen in football. You've got to react to it. And it took Liverpool a good 10 minutes to react, but we got the goal. We got the goal back. Thiago with a ridiculous crossfield pass to Salah. Salah tries to work some magic. It comes back out again. Gets to Robbo. Crossfield pass. Trent straight back to Jota, and he hits it first time. It's beautifully worked goal.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest,
poor goalkeeper.
The goalkeeper's a bit of a hologram, and it did. I'll be honest. If we concede a goal like that, you'd be going, "What is the keeper doing there?" So as good as a move it was, I don't know what he's doing. And then it became a bit of a basketball game. Then it was a bit end to end. Both sides were doing it. I think both sides we're just going to go at it. You know, talk me through their second goal.
Second goal. So corner came out, and then I think when the ball came in, we didn't push out quick enough. So when the ball floats over, Jesus just runs behind Trent, and it's a great finish. You can't blame Allison because it was a great finish. Just lofted over him, hits the underside of the bar. But again, just not having your head switched on when the ball goes over the top. Me not watching. I felt like Trent was a bit ball watching, just watching the ball. Wasn't watching.
Liverpool plays high line, as do City, which we'll come to. Because I've been laughing at the Liverpool's high line got blamed for quite a lot of things, but the same things were done to City, and nothing was mentioned. To me, Trent probably maybe should see it, but it was inches that he was onside. And look, because City are that good, that's how City break through an offside trap. That's why Liverpool's got so many teams offside, because you don't play City every week. It's a great finish. Keeper's got no chance. Look, on another day, people say Trent follow him in, but they've clearly been told as soon as the corner comes in, get out. And we've done that 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10, you don't get caught for it. Sometimes you got to cop for that. And Jesus, he doesn't score many, but he does tend to be.
I think that's his 5th and 7th against Liverpool. That his first goal.
Also, I think Chelsea was all that. So
that's his first goal in 16 appearances.
His last goal was against Chelsea, ironically. So they clearly like him for big games. He does what you need to do. But City dominated a lot of the ball. Then Liverpool were just having to keep them out. But the other 2 big moments of the game were Jota. To me, he should score. He gets clean. He gets through. Laporte gets a tackle.
He takes it on with his left.
He takes it on with his left. He's got to hit it first time, or he's got to look to square it to his mate. He just, unusually for Jota, was quite hesitant. So
not very like the Arsenal game. He just took a touch, bang. But this one, he did take his time. So kept saying it's Matip playing Jesus on. Trent was playing him on as well, because I think he was level as well. So look, it happens. But half time 2-1. I mean, I had no qualms of being 2-1 down, because I thought City had more chances than we did. Probably created a bit more than us, and just generally had a bit more play about us. So social media, as it is, was very doom and gloom. I understand that. It's a big game. You don't want to lose it. Half the team needed subbing. It was a little bit as it is. And then second half, no changes. 47 seconds later, it's 2-2. And it's Trent to Salah, and it's a hell of a ball. And Manny, who was getting, to be fair, he was a bit indifferent first half. Great finish. That's what he's there for. Great finish,
now, the question I would ask is, if City score that goal, every man and his dog is bollocking Trent, saying, "Why are you not seeing him? Why
no one's going to touch Walker because
Kyle Walker and his high line is not mentioned." And that is the bit of thing I get really disappointed with.
Trent on Twitter was again absolutely murdered.
Trent I think get a better game than Robbo, and we saw for the equaliser. I don't think where Walker's not seen his man at all. He's hoping his pace is going to catch him out, and he didn't. Again, keeper, he's quite easily beaten, to be honest. And then after that, then it was just one hell of a ding dong battle, which I quite liked actually. I quite liked that.
It's a slobber knocker. It was a great.
Jeremiah saying, happens or Thiago lucky not to get sent off, possibly, but I mean there were similar tackles done by we saw right at the end. Kevin De Bruyne did pretty high tackle, didn't even get a booking. I actually thought the one we got away with was, I think, Fabinho's yellow.
Oh yeah,
I'll be honest, a little bit higher. You're talking red card.
Straight red.
Yeah, it was very close to the straight red card.
I
charge
wouldn't
that.
have complained if he was actually sent off. Like I
Yeah,
wouldn't have gone. All right, yeah, fair enough. Stupid, dangerous.
yeah. So that's fine. So listen, look, I thought Henderson. Oh, we go. Emmett's put Henderson in issue saying we were a bit hectic in the first half instead of getting down and playing it around. Yeah, and I don't know.
Agreed.
Is it the occasion? Not the City atmosphere, but is it the occasion? That's that. Arj saying it wasn't a red. If you see the replay, Arj, he's probably a little bit higher. He is going that's a red. We've seen them given plenty of times. That's kind of how it is. But as Kevin Sullivan rightly points out, Fabinho and Kevin De Bruyne could have gone because Kevin De Bruyne, it's high. Doesn't even get a yellow for it, So, how do you feel? Do you feel like 2-2's fair? Do you feel like we got away with it? How are you feeling?
I think 2-2's fair based on the balance of the game. Did we get away with it? Yeah, at times, because towards the end of the second half, City were fizzing balls in across the box, and I know
I've seen a few saying defense is so bad.
If they had a striker, they would have buried some of those, and we would have been 4-1 down at half time, and the title looks pretty much done. But I think the way we came back, Klopp must have gave them one hell of a rocket in half time, because just came out the first 15 minutes looked so much better.
Yeah, and then City came back into it because they're a good side. And I think sometimes we have to just say, like, do you know what? The sides are very evenly matched. As much as people don't want to admit it, there isn't a lot between City and Liverpool, and both sides can hurt each other, and both sides can expose each other. There are not many sides will do to Liverpool what City done, and vice versa. Every time Liverpool got a proper attack going, the City were nervous, and they were on the edge as well. So I'm a little bit disappointed with the first half. I thought we were a bit too timid, but I think we more than made up for the second half. But even when we were timid, we still got ourselves back in the game 1-1 and still got ourselves
that little moment before we scored, when we kept the ball down, passed it around, made City work for it. That's when we looked better, when we just calmed the tempo. We didn't have to play the forward pass straight away, just kept it a little bit, and then we played. But most of the first half was passing was a bit all over the place.
Okay, there's a few stats here that Kev just sent me over about, which has come from Sky or something like that. Possession-wise, 55-45, pretty even. XG, in terms of chances created, City 1.2, Liverpool 1.22, pretty even. 11 shots to 6 to City. City 2 big chances, Liverpool 3. Big chances missed, Liverpool 1, City 1. So they're quite in terms of passing out.
Was that the end of the game?
That Mahrez one.
Decided to chip the keeper instead of.
But again, I think the reason they try and chip the keeper, I think because it's Adrian. I think if that's still Karius, Mignolet, a normal keeper, I think he just goes, I just slot it. I don't worry about it. And vice versa. I think Ederson has that effect on people. When they go clean, people think I've got to do something really special here to beat him. Yeah. So I do think that sometimes that's a little bit in people's heads. In terms of passing, City had 477 passes, 86% accuracy. Liverpool had 370, 81% accuracy. So not much really. Similar fouls, 5 offsides to City. We had 2. So all pretty similar. They hit the woodwork once, and they had a couple more shots on us. But overall,
draw's probably a fair result.
Yeah, although it probably doesn't feel like it because they had a lot more with the ball and they do look threatening with the ball. They don't actually. Alisson wasn't worked as much as we think he was, realistically.
No, he had that one save against Sterling, which should be doing better. That was almost a mirror of their Champions League goal they scored in 2018 when it was Sterling cross the box, Jesus taps it in. Instead, this time it was Jesus putting it across the box and Sterling scuffed the shot down the middle.
Because I'll be honest, both City's goals are, I would say, uncharacteristic City goals. They're all. City's normal goal is they get it wide, they cut it to byline and pass it back. I mean, they've scored 30, 40 goals a season doing that. We actually did very well stopping that type of goal. Which probably what makes the second one more infuriating is that we were just too slow getting down off the ball. But let's flick it the other way. Who sort of did well for us? I thought Salah's second half especially did really well. His link-up play was better. While he probably only had one chance, which, despite hitting the City player, is not a corner. But, the referees missed them. The ironic thing was they were checking for handball. And then based on the referee, it's not it's not handball, but it's a cut, but it's hit him. So you're like the referee.
I'd be moaning about the ref because I thought he was.
I actually thought Taylor was all right. I thought
he was.
He missed stuff for us,
but
no, I thought what he missed for us, he missed for them because he probably should have booked Thiago sooner. He should have booked Kevin De Bruyne sooner. There was no real like silly niggly shite. I actually thought he let a bit more flow. I thought Taylor was okay. When Sterling scored, I did think like, is VAR going to rule this out? And when you see the replay, you're a bit like, actually, yeah. We saw the first replay. Despite what Gary Neville says, it wasn't close. Ruben saying, was that not handball? No handball at all.
No,
it hit his hip. It hit his hip when I was. That's why they were checking because they appealed for. When you see the replay, clearly hits his hip, nowhere near his arm. So that's what it is. Look, as much as I would have liked the win. Of course you would, because then it's in your hands. Yeah. Not a lot changed for Liverpool now. 7 games to go. You've got to win all 7. Nothing has changed.
No, I think next one to drop points. If we drop points again,
then, I think it's like I think it's like what it was when the gap was 14 points. We drop points, it's game over. They drop points, there's your advantage. And I know on paper, look at their running, you go, they shouldn't drop points in their running. But all Liverpool can do now is keep them honest. Just keep winning, keep winning. And if they drop, they drop. I mean, the next couple of games they've got like Leeds, Norwich, they've got Brighton, they've got teams they should be beaten. But listen, stranger things have happened. When the gap's a point, I ain't throwing any towels in for it at all. Yeah. A couple of guys talk about the Liverpool's unwillingness to shoot. Yeah, I think in the first half that was an issue. I think second half we were a bit more clever. But I thought second half, City seemed to stop wanting to shoot. Yeah. So Vars is saying, so why no corner? Because VAR can't give corners. They can only give red card offences, goals, or penalties. So it's a quirk in the rules that's been in there since day one. That despite checking for a handball, going actually there's no handball, but they then should say, well, actually it actually is a corner. That's not in the rules. So until that rule's changed, it's one of those things. Should the linesman say it? Probably. To be fair, it wasn't that, but I'm not saying that's not the reason we drew the game. We let in a goal that we didn't want to. But look, overall, I'm content. I would say. I wouldn't say I'm happy because I wanted the win. Who didn't want the win? It was definitely a must not lose. I think if you'd have lost 4 points with 7 to go, I think you're asking a lot then. 1 point with 7 to go.
If we would have lost,
got to see what happens.
I would have gone dumb because City would have to have lost twice. Like we got Brighton, Watford, Leeds. I think we got Newcastle, West Ham, and Villa. Those are the last games. Most of those teams have switched off now, so I can't exactly see where they're going to be dropping points. So.
No, but we could say we couldn't see them dropping points to Southampton, Palace, and Tottenham. You couldn't. Yeah. I mean, literally, you could do the same for us saying drop points to Brentford and Brighton, and I get that, but you just don't know, do you? So all you can do is just keep plugging away. We've still got a second leg on Wednesday against Benfica, and then just to help us all, we're going to play them again on a very big Wembley pitch. I'm intrigued for the FA Cup how many changes both sides make.
Considering then we've got United Tuesday night.
Yeah, so I think they've got someone, but I think they've got someone Tuesday night as well. They've got
Brighton.
They've got Brighton, haven't they? And they've still got the Wolves game to be rearranged yet, which still hasn't been rearranged for them.
The Wolves game to be rearranged, yeah.
So let's see it. Look, at the end of the day, after we drew 2-2 with Chelsea, we were 14 points behind City, and we're now a point. Listen, if you want to go down the rule of if Liverpool don't win the league this year, it isn't getting 2 draws with City. That's the problem. No. You can point back to silly draws.
Losing to West Ham, losing to Leicester,
silly draws
to Chelsea away.
Yeah, silly draws like
to Brighton at home.
But to be fair, if we do win it, City can flick it around and go silly draws to Palace, silly draws to Southampton, silly loss to Palace. We can all probably should have been ahead at half time at Anfield. Probably should have been ahead. Wish they weren't. So it's one of those things. We go. What's Archie saying? Chris, Villa, City's last game of the season. We'll win it with another Aguero moment.
No.
Do you know what? I'd love to see it. But
Villa. No. No.
Yeah. West Ham's the interesting one for City because
Yeah,
it
West
depends
Ham
if
just lost 2-0 today to Brentford.
but they've got. I'll be honest. I've seen the team West Ham put out. Their focus wasn't Brentford. Their focus was we've got Leon next week.
Yeah,
That's their focus. Look, I don't blame West Ham now. West Ham know they're not going to get top four. They're probably going to get a European spot. This is West Ham's best chance to get a European trophy. Why would you not put your eggs in that one basket? Let's be fair. 2016, we did that. We put all our eggs in the Europa League basket.
Yeah.
Just hope for it. That's what you're in it for. If you're a West Ham fan, that's what you want to do. So if they get knocked out, though, then they do need to win a few games to get back into Europe to have another go at it again. Which, again, we've seen West Ham on the day are really, really tough. So, and Dave Moyes done a good job there. So, Kev saying it'll go to last day. It probably will. I wish it wouldn't. I wish we win it. I wish we could win it sooner. But realistically, it's last day of the season. So,
I feel like 18-19 again. When we go ahead thinking, yeah, we won the league, and then City score 5 minutes later. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I think the only thing the thing we people have to remember is there is not much between City and Liverpool. There is a massive gap between everybody else. Yeah. That is two brilliant teams going toe to toe. It's great to see. Steve Sasha's asking, was it handball by Laporte? No, definitely not. First replay you can see hits his hip, goes wide, doesn't touch his arm at any point. So
Stun wasn't given as a corner, but
what's that? Sorry. Well,
Stun wasn't given as a corner.
Yeah, well, look, the ref doesn't see it. I mean, I actually don't blame the ref for not seeing it. I'm wondering where the linesman's looking at the fourth official. That's what they're there for. So one of them, innit? So who impressed you then for Liverpool?
Impressed for Liverpool.
Do you need a minute, or
I think I might need a minute because they all had.
Yeah, I thought Matip was okay. I actually thought Henderson and Thiago, of the three midfielders, I actually thought them two did all right. I think Thiago did well. He brought the snide that we needed for the last 10, 15 minutes. I would say if Thiago had played the Chelsea away game, we'd probably win that 2-1 because he's very good. He's got very good at the snide tackle, but he's got very good at the snide tackle that is clearly a yellow, but he doesn't get a yellow for it. Almost what Fernandinho does. Rodri's actually very good at that as well. So I thought he was good. I thought Salah had a good second half.
Yes, I thought second half.
Jota was in and out. I thought Manny had a good second half, but was poor. I thought
both had like a good 45 minutes.
Yeah. Alisson, to be fair to him, didn't really have a lot to do, to be honest. He generally didn't.
No, could do anything about either goals. I wouldn't be going.
No, not really. No, I don't think so. For City, I thought Kevin De Bruyne was excellent. I thought Jesus actually was really good for them. He's probably their man of the match. Sterling actually, I thought was good. That's probably
Cancelo. I thought Cancelo was.
Cancelo's a very good player. I'll be honest. That's probably the quietest we've ever kept Phil Foden.
Yes,
which you've got to say, for all the shite Trent gets, Phil Foden was a non-event, and that's saying something because Phil Foden is ridiculous against Liverpool. But actually, Phil Foden was pretty much a non-event. Don't worry, Sterling and Jesus and Kevin De Bruyne made it a pain in the ass for us. So it wasn't like it was easy. But to keep Phil Foden quiet, not many teams do. He's very, very good. So we'll see what we can say. Kev's put here. Let's look. Game of two halves because Fab was excellent second half. So was Mo. Yeah, they both sort of went up a level second half. I thought first half Mo was okay when you got on the ball. Fabinho I just thought was really off it. But second half, it was back to what we needed. Look, it's a lot of games. It does happen sometimes. Ashley saying Ali did well. He did. He just makes everything look calm. Let's be honest. The only thing you need to beat Ali now is into massive deflection, or it has to be from point blank range. So it's kind of the level he's at. If you said Laporte for City, he did actually. The tackle he put in on almost critical of Jota. He does well because he doesn't commit Jota, and then does that. Sub-wise, I thought the changes Klopp made were right subs at the right time. Henderson had ran himself to a standstill, so Keita had to come on. Probably slight risk because Fabinho and Thiago were both on yellows, but it needed. Diaz came on, just kept them busy. The one thing I think is very underrated with Diaz is his retention of the ball is excellent. He's not. He doesn't really give sloppy balls away. I've seen a few saying Diaz should have started. I think if Diaz was going to start this game
Tuesday,
I think if Diaz was going to start this game, he wouldn't have played the full game against Benfica. I think when you're playing City and it's such small margins, I think you go with the guys who know the system inside out.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, probably next season, Diaz probably starts against City because he'll know the intricacies, the ins and outs. He'll have a better understanding of the language.
I fully expect the team that played today is going to be the same team that's going to play in the FA Cup. And I think we're going to rotate a bit in midweek.
I think we'll rotate a bit. It wouldn't surprise me if maybe a Keita gets a start.
Yeah.
In the FA Cup game, and maybe a Diaz, maybe 2 changes, because these teams always have so well. You got to throw them some sort of curveball just to see what it does. Like City's curveball was not starting Mahrez, which was bloody relieved over till he came on, and then he's one of those players that comes off City. You just go, oh no, I don't need that. Whereas to be fair, I think Diaz has that effect on people. Where people look at Diaz, go, oh, don't want to deal with that. To be honest, so I would. So look,
it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world.
I'm relieved because I'm not gonna lie. I was disappointed because I wanted to win.
Yes,
who doesn't want to win? But I've been saying for 3 weeks now. I don't think it's the be-all. I don't think the City game is the be-all and end-all as long as you don't lose. If you'd lost the City game, I think you really are down to. I think statistically they say it's a 20% chance. I think at the moment ball's in City's court, but City know now 7 games, win all 7. Liverpool know 7 games, win all 7, and see what happens. Apparently, Pep Guardiola in his interview said they, meaning us, are just so annoying, honestly. And that's what that is a top class manager saying. I hate playing Liverpool because they just make it hard for me.
Yeah, and plus we're going to be another pain next week when we've got to play them in the FA Cup.
Exactly. Yeah, because we hate playing each other because we bring the best of each other. Ed was saying when you watch Foden, you've got to say Jones needs to go out on loan. Well, to be fair, Foden didn't go out on loan. Foden hasn't been loaned anywhere. He got drip fed out. I think Jones will start on Tuesday. I think the midfield Tuesday might be Henderson, Keita,
Jones. Yeah.
I think the front 3 will be Diaz, Firmino, and one of the other lads. I'm not really sure which one. Maybe Jota because he went off early. The question would be, I think Canati will get a start over Matip, who actually I thought had a good game. Alisson will start. Van Dijk will start. The question is the fullbacks. Do you give Tsimikas a run? You can't rest both, but you can't rest both. I would say. Yeah. Oh, so is this the game to give Gomez a run out? But the other good thing with midweek is it's 5 subs. So we've got loads of lads. We can start really strong, try and win it early, and then take 5 lads off. So
yeah, and plus City could be tired heading into the FA Cup game. They've got to go to Atletico. That tie is not over for Atletico.
Atletico will. They would actually be quite happy with the 1-0 loss. I mean, no team wants a loss, but I think they've gone. It's within 1. There's no away goals. I think they're all right.
Yeah.
So
it's not the end of the world. The quadruple's still on. It's still on. If Liverpool get past City in the FA Cup, then I'll be more confident because that will provide a massive confidence booster heading into the rest of the season. I think.
Yeah. Archie's put Matip man of the match for me. He compliment all around him. Yeah. Jota in with a show. Yeah. Listen, actually, Matip was very good. I mean, Kev just pointed out he played Jesus on side for the goal, so we'll have to blame him for that. But jokes aside, he was good. Thought he was good sweeping in behind Trent when Fabinho forgot to do it. Passing, I think the only frustration with Joel, some of his passing was a little bit wayward, but you can't be perfect all the time. But defensively, he was good, and he had one of his Lord of the Rings wonders that he does, where he's going on an adventure. Just never quite got into the box, but one of these days one that'll come off. Voz Flowers is saying, why doesn't Jesus play more often? I think
because he saves us for City and Chelsea.
Yeah, generally they seem to prefer Jesus as a wide player, so they like to play him like sort of wide. Would be their right, but they've got Mahrez there who plays all the time. They don't seem to like him through the middle. They seem to think he's better as a wide option, but he feels to me a bit like back in the day, John C. Park, who you wouldn't see him for months for United, but he'd always drop him in the Arsenal game, the Liverpool game, the Chelsea game, and he'd be brilliant. He feels like he's become one of those players that you just go, big games, drop him in, because he just does the job that I need him to do. But then I don't need him against Brentford and Brighton.
Apparently, did you hear what Mika Richards said? So this is a quote. It's a harsh rule to rule Sterling offside for being in millimetres.
It wasn't millimetres. You can see the first replay shot.
Yeah. That's mental.
It's also the biggest City fan on Sky Sports saying that it's not harsh. I mean, people say that the line, you took one look at it and you went, That's offside. Daz TV. Hello, Daz. We haven't seen Daz for ages. We need to get Daz on at some point. Good result, lads. Having to come from behind, and we should have been out of sight in the first half. It's a game on, and maybe this will be our year again. Well, hopefully.
I hope so.
Listen, at the end of the day, City are still have a chance of a treble. We're still have a chance of winning 4.
I'll be watching a few City games where I think they'll drop points, and I'll be like, "Come on, a draw."
I don't do it to myself. I just go, City are playing, leave that, and I just leave it, and I literally have alerts on my phone, so it goes, "Oh, winning or losing," and I'll leave it like I can't torture myself. There's only so much football you can have.
I will happily do that to myself.
Oh, you can text me that. You can text me as they score then.
So like, no.
So go on then. So everybody else in the chat, who have you got for man of the match? You haven't given me a man of the match yet, Luke. I'm not letting you off.
Man of the match.
I'm waiting for that. And you know what? From what people have said on the chat, I'll give it Joel Matip. I think Thiago's also in the shout, but I'll go with Joel.
I'll go with
Joel
Jota because he scored.
You go with Jota because he scored. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. If you're saying the Spurs games will be massive, it will be. There's going to be a few big tests before that.
Spurs will be massive, yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that gives me
get some revenge on them as well.
The other thing that gives me slight confidence with Spurs, Everton, United games is they're at Anfield. Yeah. And I always fancy Liverpool to win at home. Oh, if they were away games, they're really tough then because they're tough aways.
I'm trying to think what other away games have we got? Got Newcastle away, Villa away, Southampton away, and
they've got Wolves away. I think Wolves away is the key one.
No, Wolves at home.
Wolves at home. No, they've played Wolves at home. They beat Wolves at home 1-0.
No, we played Wolves away. Divock Origi last minute.
No, I'm talking about City.
Oh, City, yeah.
City have still got the Wolves away game, which still hasn't been plonked anywhere.
Yeah.
So depending which Wolves turn up, we know Wolves on the day are terrible. Daz TV's got Thiago for him man the match. It's fair enough. Ashley, who we got was there? Harsh was the centre midfielder that didn't cross the line when Stones cleared the ball. But that's the rule, so suck it up. Which one was that one? Can't remember that one.
No,
so, if I was put like a bit around doing it, I still haven't hit the ale yet. You can start now. Look at that. So cool. So do you know what we'll do now is, mate? It's 5 past. It's 5 past. We've been on for half an hour. So listen. Join the guys at 10 o'clock. You'll have Gav, I think Shawnee, I think Keith and Kev are all doing Fatback 4 at 10 o'clock. So they'll do a much more of a technical deep dive, probably more coherent conversation than I'm doing. But listen, end of the day, it's finished. It's actually finished now. Man City 2, Liverpool 2. Keep the faith. The title race is still on. Liverpool are still going for 4 trophies. See you guys soon.